Welcome to the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association's podcast series, Restaurants of Hawaii. I am your host, Sheryl Matsuoka, the president and CEO of the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association and the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association's Educational Foundation. Mahalo for joining us today. Today is a very special episode. Today we lift the curtain and invite you to join us for the glitz and glamour of the 2024 Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association's Hall of Fame Gala presented by Waihata and Company. This is our pinnacle event of the year, and our industry looks forward to celebrating those who have dedicated decades of commitment to our beloved food service industry. The gala is more than just a night of glitz and glamour. It's a heartfelt tribute to those who have dedicated their lives to our food service industry and all of the leaders who have done so much for our industry. I apologize for tearing up because we were just talking about all the people that I'm going to be mentioning and how many decades they're dedicated. It's just so amazing. I would like to take this moment to thank Waihata and Company for being our presenting sponsor. Waihata and Company, Russell and Val Hata continue to support Hawaii's food service industry in so many ways, more numerous ways than I can count. And this event is another testament of their unwavering commitment. Being nominated into the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association's Hall of Fame is an immense honor, signifying unparalleled dedication, passion, and the impact that these honorees have made in our industry. So thank you for joining us today. And again, I apologize for getting emotional as we announce the trailblazers and icons whose extraordinary contributions have left an indelible mark on Hawaii's dining scene. So get ready for an inspiring and flavorful journey. Tickets are already on sale, so go to our website, hawaiirestaurant.org. The date is Monday, September 30th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon at the beautiful Sheraton Waikiki Hotel. Those who are being honored this year, I'm going to give you a glimpse. Of course, we have them on the screen here. Mike Rompel of Domino's, James Lee, the Hing, Sam Choi's Diamond Head, and Choi's BLC. On top of that, he is also an attorney. Tamber Garrick from Maui Gold Pineapple, and Peter Abacar Jr. from the Mauna Kea Resort Hotel. We also have a dine-around that we're going to be talking about. That's why I have Chef Goran on the podcast today. Chef is one of the chefs of Aloha, and the chefs of Aloha will have 14 chefs there. Chef Goran is one of the featured chefs of Aloha with Waihata and the inspired chef. Chef Matt Young, my Matt from Duke's, executive chef Rani Nasui from Tiki's, owner and chef Jason Peel from Namikaze, executive chef Daisuke Hamamoto from Arancino, executive sous chef Darren DiMaia from the Sheraton Waikiki Hotel, owner and executive chef Dirk from El Gelato, and owner of Hawaiian Pie Company, Jan Hori. So let's get started. Let's first talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame, which actually started back in it's 16 years. So it started in 2008. So back in 2006 and 7, the board of directors of the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association really wanted to honor those in our industry. 16 years later, here we are, and it's getting better every year. So first of all, I'm going to start off with having everybody introduce themselves. I'd like to first start off with Mike Rompel. Mike, please take a moment, introduce yourself, tell everyone which restaurant you're with, and a little bit about your background.
Right on. Aloha, everybody. It's Mike Rompel with Domino's Hawaii. Been with the brand for 33 years, started as a 19-year-old kid, $5 an hour, kind of like everybody else, and just stayed with it. So happy to be here. Awesome to be a part of this, and especially just to hear more about the Hall of Fame.
Thanks, Mike. And I want him go into his story later. And it's just so the dedication and the commitment it's just amazing. Chef, please introduce yourself. How many decades and all of the different eateries that you've been involved with?
Yeah, hi, my name is Goran Streng. I'm currently the chef consultant over at the Inspired Chef at ChefZone. Most recently, I was the owner of a restaurant for the last 15 years. I sold it about a year and a half ago. Before that, I was at the Prince Waikiki, the executive chef there for about 6 years. And you mentioned Mauna Kea Resort. You're going to honor one of the people from there. I was executive chef there before that on the Big Island. I was over in Maui at Kapulua Bay before that. I was in Singapore a couple of years. And I also worked at Halekulani back in the 80s. And even back then it was called the Hawaiian Regent on the third floor, which you probably are familiar with. Most people nowadays don't know about that. It's now the Marriott. So, I mean, I've been cooking in the islands for the last 40 years. So I've been, part of these events and been part of this community for a very long time. So it's a great pleasure for me to be part of this event again.
Thank you, Chef. And Andy, our current chairman of the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association, please share a little bit about your background and the decades that you've been in the food service industry.
Yeah, my name is Andy Huang. I'm the current chairman for HRA. It's an honor to be able to serve as the chairman for this year. And I'm also VP and COO of L&L Hawaiian Barbecue. Before my journey with the L&L Hawaiian Barbecue, I grew up in Taiwan and moved to Hawaii, in the 90s. And my first job is in the restaurant. And I started from bottom with, $5 an hour, just like mine. And then busing tables and work my way up to servers, to a bartender, and pretty much work in every position, up all the way to general managers. So now I'm the VP and CEO of L&L Hawaiian Barbecue. Very passionate about in the food industry. So
yes, he is. And you've never seen someone more excited about pots and pans. He's so excited about pots and pans.
Yes.
All right, so Andy, share with everyone, all of the viewers, why should people attend the Hall of Fame Gala?
Yeah, so this is one of our major event for Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association. We all gather to recognize all the ones that service in the industry and a celebration for their success, and they share their stories. This is also a good networking opportunity, get to meet the leaders in the industry and share your experience with each other. Experience the culinary experience from various very famous chefs in Hawaii, well-known chefs and cuisines. Support the industry too. So by attending, by sponsoring, you get to support the industry to help the industry to grow, to build the bond and to be stronger. Also, inspired by the others and learn, right, from different recognized chefs and leaders, and service the community. And then, you also can create a memorable experience.
Yeah, exactly. And a portion of the night's proceeds does support scholarships for our Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association Educational Foundation. We give out scholarships to students who are going to further their education in the culinary industry. So we have them all, fill out the scholarship application, and we go through a process. So the proceeds that are raised by this Hall of Fame goes back to support our future workforce. Now, Andy was on the nomination selection. He was in the room when we were going through the process. Andy, you want to touch a little bit about the process and what went through?
Yes, I mean, the process, of course, you have to be nominated, and people selected people who's involved in the industry for many, many years. All these applicants, the nominees has combined probably over 200 years of experience, right? So, and then not only you have to be in the industry for a long period of time, but also you have to be very involved in the community by serving the community and helping others, especially like during the all these like the pandemic, you know, and also during the Lahaina wildfire, like how much you help the community. There's a review process and voting process. The selection committee consists of all these people are very experienced in the industry. They're leaders in the industry, and also the past inductees from the Hall of Fame. So it's a very extensive process, and we review all different criteria, and they select the inductees.
Correct. Thank you. So I just wanted to let Mike know that's exactly the process. It was a very long process. It was a scoring process, right, Andy? Everybody kept score, and then we tally everything up. So there is a huge process. So Mike, thank you so much for being on this show today and everything that you do for the community. So what does it mean to you to be nominated into this year's Hall of Fame?
Obviously, it's incredible. You know, you never expect something like this. You could never imagine that you would get there. In fact, I mean, as a restaurateur, you never even try to get there. You just try to do what you love to do and survive at the same time. And sometimes those things don't work together. And so it's a tremendous honor, especially knowing a lot of the chefs that have been in there and a lot of the business operators and restaurant owners that have come before me. It's just an amazing honor that I could have never expected, no doubt.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. And now, Chef, Waihata is the presenting sponsor, and you are the inspired chef for the ChefZone, right? One of our feature chefs of Aloha this year. So how does your participation as a chef of Aloha contribute to the success of this event?
Well, of course, I mean, we're going to be serving, I'm going to be using some of the items from our store. I'm probably going to be serving a risotto with some of the braised beef. And, it's always a big honor for Waihata, of course, to be involved in this event. I mean, they're a locally owned company that's been around for 10 years. And the success of the restaurants, it directly impacts, our success here. So it's really a partnership, and for us to be part of the community, that's really what Waihata is all about, being a part of the community. And that's why they're so honored to be sponsoring all these events that involves the restaurants and really trying to contribute to their success.
Thank you, Chef. So, Mike, I really want you to share with our viewers your journey and maybe some, advice of to those who are considering getting into our food service industry. Because how many years now has your journey been?
Well, I've been with Domino's 33 years, but I kind of been in restaurants since I was a kid, right? And it started much lower than $5 an hour, but I finally got my big break at $5 an hour with Domino's. I grew up in Las Vegas, and so I started working for the corporation there. I was trying to put myself through school at UNLV, and I was going for business administration. I kind of always knew as a kid I wanted to own my own business. I never envisioned it to be in the food service industry. It just kind of found me, and I stayed with it. I worked in the corporation for 7.5 years in different positions, kind of learning the business as I was growing up, and in various markets, Las Vegas and Los Angeles. I got an opportunity to buy my first store in downtown San Francisco in 1998. As a 27-year-old kid, I really didn't know much about anything. But the good thing is when you're 27, is you don't think you need to know anything, and you think you know everything that you need to know. And so I went in naively, but it really helped me to build my journey. San Francisco was a great opportunity. I ended up getting up to 3 stores there, and then shortly after 9/11, I realized I needed to get serious about life and about starting a family and all those things. And so then, I had met my wife, Carla, and we started a family very quickly. And shortly after that, running a restaurant in downtown San Francisco till 4 in the morning I realized this is not the place that I want to raise my family. And so, at the time I had a partner, and he had owned some existing stores in Hawaii, but the stores, the Domino stores they were just in a position where the corporation was prepared to shut them down. And, my career had been somewhat of a fix-it guy. And so I thought I could take a chance, but I instantly said, there's no way I can do this on my own. I would only help as a partner to the existing owner who was my longtime friend. And so, I came over here in 2006, first in December of 2005, and then 2006, I was back and forth between San Francisco and Hawaii. By the time I moved my family to Hawaii in July of 2006, I had sold my stores in San Francisco right about that time. I'm in Hawaii operating someone else's business. And then he says, well, I don't want to be partners anymore. I don't want to be in the Domino's business. And I was just shocked. I just moved my family here. I don't have a job. I don't have an income. I just needed to survive. I don't know if you've ever seen the commercials of Hawaii National Bank, but Hawaii National Bank allowed me to survive. The commercials are true. My face is not for TV commercials, so they never asked me to be on them, but it's absolutely true. They helped me survive when I shouldn't have. I didn't own the business. I'm operating these stores. There's 6 remaining stores. And so that's kind of the story, how my wife and 2 kids, we ended up in the 1-bedroom apartment above the Wahiwa Domino's next to Kilani Bakery.
Yes.
And, it just is what it is when you're in the restaurant business. You just deal with the blows and you just keep going. When you ask what would be my advice to somebody that wants to get in the restaurant business, I would say, don't do it, And if that runs you away, definitely don't do it. Because if your anticipation is fame and fortune, that's not what happens in the restaurant industry. The restaurant industry is this incredible, competitive, awesome opportunity that not everybody gets to enjoy the success of it, because many times, people will just give up, and rightfully so. Every restaurateur, Chef Joran was talking about 4 decades. In 4 decades, he could have given up 100 times, and I don't even know his story. I just know that in the industry, that is a normal average. It's just too many opportunities to give up, and you just can't do it, right? You just keep grinding on, and that's how we ended up. We just kept, from that moment, when my wife was willing to sacrifice, I knew that I could work all day and night if she was willing to participate and support in that journey. And I think the journey is greater than the destination sometimes in the industry. But I tell you, I respect where we are a whole lot more, having lived that life. You're kind of, when you're a small business owner, as you guys know, and you're the restaurant operator, all day you're trying to pay bills and figure out which bills you can afford to pay, run into the bank, making deposits, begging for people not to turn off the gas or the power, this, that, and the other. And then at night, you work all night to do your trade. And so you're the administrator, you're the CEO, you're the CFO, you're the dishwasher, and then you're also trying to handle the business because everybody wants to eat at the same time, and you're trying to generate enough income in that 3-hour, 4-hour window to pay for all of those things 24 hours a day. And so I always feel like we had success because we didn't give up. It wasn't necessarily a secret formula other than keep teaching your team members how you want them to do it, and then take care of every single customer like it's your mom. And in the quick service business, it's not always an easy thing to do, right? The expectation for a $20 meal is sometimes so high, you're just dumbfounded by the expectation, but you just still have to do it. And so if that's a part of it. If you want to take a break and ask any specific question, or you want to talk about something else, we can definitely talk about other things. It was a long journey, and this podcast shouldn't be that long.
No, that's perfect. When I read that email you sent me about living in Waihua above the Domino's, I knew exactly the location that you're at. And I was reading it crying, thinking the sacrifice and dedication that you have, Mike, to this industry is just amazing. And to the community. I want everyone to know who's watching this podcast how much Mike does for this community. And I just want to thank you. And this is such a deserving honor, sir, such a deserving honor. And I'm so glad to be able to induct you into the Hall of Fame this year.
It's amazing. Thank you, Sheryl.
Thank you.
I think if somebody wants to get there at some point, and you could not ask, it's something you should never set a goal at, but I think you have to give more than you receive. You just have to, once you finally break through and the community rewards you by being your customer, you just have to be so thankful that you want to pass it along, and you want to support a lot of young people that want to get into the industry, and we need them in the industry, and we just have to show them the good parts of it, but it will be a never-ending grind. I just feel like there's no retiring in the restaurant business, right? It's just keep going.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mike. And Chef, you've been to the Hall of Fame many years, many times. And so please share with our viewers something that they can look forward to by sampling from 14 different chefs in the room.
Well, again, it's all about community, and you got to taste, of course, all these different dishes that all these chefs are going to be making, but also get to meet them and talk to them, and perhaps you've been to some other restaurants, and that used to be my favorite part when I participate in these events. When I had my own restaurant, was getting to talk to the customers, which I normally wouldn't have done because I was always in the kitchen. But to get to meet them and get some of the feedback, and their positive feedback mostly, and they used to tell me what were their favorite dishes. So that was always great. So I mean, if you go there to participate in this event, please go up and talk to the chefs and tell them how much you appreciate what they do, and all the how much you appreciate their restaurants, and it means a lot to us as chefs.
Yes, exactly. And many of the chefs, Chef, I'm going to tell you, this is honest because I've heard it from them right out of their mouths, is they try to be sure that what they're showcasing is their top, right? Because they want to, yeah.
I mean, that's natural. And I would also like to, Michael had a very good point when he was talking about his wife and his kids, and all of us restaurant owners are kind of in the same situation, how important that is, the partnership with the wife, and the support of the wife. And people, I think, underestimate the fact that it's not just about the chef. It's the whole family gets involved. I see that every day here at Chef.
Yes.
All these chefs, they come in with their kids, and my daughter was washing dishes when she was 12 years old. And it's a family affair. And the importance of the strong partnership with the family, it's a lifestyle, that's not just for the chef, but for the whole family. So yeah, it's a great sacrifice, but the only reason we do it because you gotta love it, and like he said, there's very few of us that are, it's not that hard to open a restaurant. Having one for the longevity that Michael has had, and I was blessed enough to also have. That's the hard part, doing it day after day after day, and it's not glamorous. There's no glory in it. You just do it, and sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not.
Yes, especially during all the challenging times, right, Chef? Like the pandemic, right? Yes, exactly.
Well, again, we were so blessed with the community around us too. Our customers. We were so to have had this community of guests that supported us during the pandemic. that we were able to stay open and survive and continue after the pandemic. So, it's all about community, and especially in Hawaii more than anywhere else. I think it is just like I said, Waihata, it's all part of being, part of the restaurant community.
Exactly, especially Waihata, our presenting sponsor for the Hall of Fame. So my next question is to Andy. Andy, this gala supports also the educational foundation that I mentioned a little bit about the scholarship. Why is it so critical that people actually buy tickets and attend?
Yes, because the part of the proceeds going to support the workforce development. So we have the ProStar, the educational foundation, and the restaurant and hospitality industry rely on the well-trained chefs and also the new upcoming culinary students. So this event has really helped to support that. And then, I also support innovation and excellence, education and training program for these young new generation, and also the economic impact, right? The restaurant industry is a significant contributor to Hawaii's economy. So the investing in education and training helps strengthen this sector. The community development is also part of it. The educational program often includes community outreach and engagement opportunity components to support the industry. And then sustain local culture and cuisine, right? Education in the culinary and arts and hospitality, and helps to preserve and promote Hawaii's unique culinary heritage, by investing in education. The HRA ensures that the rich tradition and innovation in Hawaii cuisine continue to thrive. So these are all just a few points that it's very important to support. And if you have opportunity to sponsor the table, even if you just to attend the event, it's very, very helpful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I'm so sorry, gentlemen. I'm kind of losing track of before I ask Mike the question, Andy, did I already mention the 4 people that were inducting into the Hall of Fame?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much, because I just wanted to mention the names of the people that are going to be inducted and honored in the Hall of Fame. And the question is to Mike. Mike, now that you hear the other inductees, and because you saw the list of our past inductees, such as Russell Hata and Alan Wong, Roy Yamaguchi, Don Murphy, Victor Lim, Tom Jones. So what can you say now that you're going to be on the same stage and be inducted into the same Hall of Fame? What does that feel like?
Well, I feel like I should be on a junior portion of the stage and let the old timers be on the main portion of it. But it's incredible. I'm sure Chef Alan and Chef Roy and Chef Peter Kim, I'm sure those guys never set out to be where they are, but they just wanted to present their interpretation of their life in food, and it just ended up propelling them to where they are. And then, with Don and Victor, they're 2 of the biggest advocates for restaurant owners. And I would assume they don't even know my name, but I know that they're fighting for me all the time. And that's hundreds of restaurants that they're fighting for, and I see it everywhere. And when you're in the thick of it, you don't have time to do that. And every time you read the different things they send out, you're just like, thank God they're out there fighting for us, because I need to go and make a pizza, and so and all the restaurants are in that position. And even with Russell, I know that restaurants are hurting because of food costs right now. But when I walk through ChefZone, I see items that you can't get other places that he is taking a loss on. And I don't know how many there are, but I can imagine that bringing in some of that stuff just because I've been spending a lot of time on the mainland with some stores that were rebuilding and rebuilding another market and trying to get some of our people prepared to franchise. And I see the cost there and I see the cost here, and I'm like, no, it just traveled thousands of miles across the ocean. The price cannot be that close to what it is in the mainland. And so, I know all these guys are trying to do it for the next generation, and I'm super appreciative of that. And so when you sent me the email, that was not an email I was expecting. And that was just something that I can't imagine having, gone through this for 33 years and then standing with those guys at some point is just, it's just amazing.
Well, what happened was the day after the Maui wildfires, whose text came through on my phone at 2 a.m. saying, Sheryl, we need help over here. Do you remember doing that?
That's a day that I don't, and this is why it's so amazing to win it in a year like this. The restaurants kept the survivors alive, what they provided. And I knew that we could do something right away, giving other people time to sort out how long. But we're a logistics company that can react in 30-minute increments, right? People are like 30 minutes or less. And so I knew that we could take the initial brunt of getting pizzas to people that needed them. Pizzas is just kind of one of those happy foods that people can just get around and love. And so I knew right away that we could participate in a meaningful way and let others pick up and get organized and get their food over and prepare and all this stuff. And so that was an amazing time to see the community come together. And it usually in Hawaii is around the dinner table or the dinner dirt or the dinner picnic or whatever it is. And so that was a huge opportunity for us all to participate in whatever way we could.
Yes. And so your text came through at around 2 o'clock in the morning, updating us on what was going on. And as you said, pizza is a comfort food, Mike. Pizza is a comfort food. The children, it just was so welcomed, and everything that you did to help Lahaina heal. Thank you so much.
No, thanks to the team. Thanks to the restaurant team. That's what gets it done.
Yes. Now, Chef, what you're going to be there as the inspired chef, Waihata, and you have to know so many people don't know about the inspired chef yet. So can you please share with them a little bit about inspired chef at ChefZone for those who are unfamiliar?
So yeah, Inspired Chef we started about a year and a half ago, and it's part of the ChefZone. And what we have is, mainly some upgraded items. We have, oils and vinegars and mostly imported items, but we do have some local items as well. So again, it's a place where you can come in and literally people get inspired by all these items that we have. We have about maybe 500, 600 different items, and we're sourcing new items all the time. And we just went to the Fancy Food Show again in the winter. And, it's growing, and we're getting more items. We're also getting some chilled items, some more cheese. But especially for gifts and for the holidays, it's a great place to come and get some gifts for friends. But yeah, I mean, we always have caviar, for example, on hand, and it's something that to complement the general store that we have. And we have so many different center of plate items. We have fresh produce at ChefZone, and then the Inspired Chef side, we have all the different, like I said, condiment types of things that you can then add to elevate your dinner, your lunch, your picnic, whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's mostly just some finer items, like I said, aged vinegars and different flavored oils. I mean, there's just a number of things.
And it's a way for us to elevate our meals. As a home chef myself, right? We get a little bit of the fancier cheeses and the fancier oils. We just love it. So thank you. Thank you for sharing with our viewers a little bit about ChefZone and Inspired Chef. So I'm going to go around and be sure that everybody has a closing remark before I close this podcast. So Andy, please, any closing remarks that you would like to say before we close today's podcast?
Definitely, please support the Hall of Fame event. You can support by attending the event. You can become a sponsor by a table. We have different level of sponsorship. If you get your company involved, or you can just simply donate. If you can't attend, if you don't have time to attend, you can donate at our HRA's website. You can be a volunteer. You can help volunteer at the event. You get to enjoy and see all these amazing chefs. And with just to help out, we always need an extra hand. Also, you can promote. We have social media, and you can help put the information on the social media and then help promote the event.
Thank you so much, Andy, and thank you for joining us today. I know how busy you are. May I have Mike, please, any final closing remarks that you would like to say before we close today's show?
Well, I just like to say some of your early questions on where we're headed right now. We're in this phase of just preparing our succession, right? I want to make sure that our restaurants are owned and held in Hawaii, and that some of the team that has worked with me for the last 20 years has that opportunity to, own their own restaurant. And so we're going to figure that out. And for the young people that are looking to get in the industry, I think there's a tremendous opportunity, more opportunity right now than I've ever seen in Hawaii to get into the industry and carry forward for some of the chefs that are, like I said, there's no such thing as retirement, but maybe we get the chance to slow down a little bit and allow somebody else to take over the reins. So that kind of time I feel like is right now. And Andy, you don't need to sell any more tables. I'm telling you, by the time this thing's done and all the ideas you guys have given me, I think, we bring some culinary students from the high schools, and we're going to get some tables filled up with some of the next generation. That was just, when I was hearing you, I was like, oh, I know exactly what we should be doing with this. So thanks so much, all you guys, and everything you contribute to make Hawaii restaurants possible. Forget about success. Sometimes we just need it to be possible.
And you're so right about the next generation. That is what the Educational Foundation is all about, it getting them inspired. Mike, can you imagine a young person, right, thinking that this could be a possibility and being in the room with all of these chefs and all of these people that are being honored? Many of our past inductees and honored honorees always attend this event. Like you said, that Victor is going to be there. That Eddie Flores is going to be there. So yes, they all will be in the room.
These young students are awesome. They're high school kids, and they're into a culinary program, and they actually can put up some amazing food, very fancy.
Yes. So I'm now going to ask Chef, is there any closing remarks that you would like to say before we close the show?
No, thank you for having me. And Michael, I'm glad you mentioned about looking at your staff for continuation of your restaurants. That's exactly what I managed to do as well. Two of our team members bought the restaurant from me, and I'm be happier to see that it's still continuing and they're still successful. So it's a great feeling. But again, please attend the event, and it's going to be a great and fun event. And come and be here at ChefZone and Inspired Chef. And I love nothing more than to meet all the chefs and people, and showing some of the things that we have. We have tons of stuff that you can sample and try, and it's always good fun to meet and talk to people and show them the fun stuff that we have at the store.
Thank you. I am so sorry. That's my phone for the next meeting. So I'm going to close this show. Tickets are on sale. Go to our website, hawaiirestaurant.org. The date of our Hall of Fame is September 30th. It's a Monday, where many of the chefs ask us to do it on a Monday because that's kind of their slowest day. We could never do something like this on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. 5 o'clock at the beautiful Sheraton Waikiki. So that's Monday, September 30th. And those who are being honored this year, again, Mike, thank you so much for being on this show with Domino's. James Lee, who is with the Hihing Sam Choi's Diamond Head and Choi's BLC, Tamper Garrick, Maui Gold Pineapple, and Peter Avokar, Mauna Kea Resort. Some of the chefs of Aloha I mentioned are Chef, of course, Goran, who is with the Waihata and Inspired Chef, Chef Matt Young, Dukes, Executive Chef Ronnie Yasui, at Tiki's, chef and owner of Namikaze, Jason Peel, Executive Chef Daisuke Hanamamoto from Arancino, Executive Sous Chef Darren DiMata of the Sheraton Waikiki Hotel, owner and Executive Chef Dirk with Il Gelato, and owner of Hawaiian Pie Company, Jan Horii. Again, I just want to thank all of our guests for being here today. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the bell so you're notified when we upload new videos. Remember to nourish your connections, save your life, eat well, and live well. Again, this is Sheryl Matsuoka with the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association, the organization unifying, representing, and supporting Hawaii's restaurant and food service industry. Thank you so much. We'll see you again in our next episode.